Exposing the Truth. Exposing the Truth is based on John 3, 19 to 21. So, what we do is shine our light and expose what is in the darkness so others can see what is true. You know, I've always heard that you can't judge a book by its cover. I don't know about that. Here we go. All Boys Are Blue by George M. Johnson. Warning, material of an adult nature. This literature is not intended for minors. Viewer discretion is advised. I am respectfully requesting that all the minors leave the room for the next 10 minutes. As the minors are exiting the room, as you can see in the video, All Boys Are Blue is in the Mardella Middle and High School Library, as well as the Parkside High School Library. That starts in 3, 2, 1.
Losing my virginity twice. I never daydreamed about sex with another boy. When I did think about sex, I was a girl having sex with a boy. He reached his hand down and pulled out my dick. He quickly went to give me head. I just sat back and enjoyed it, as I could tell he was too. He then came up and asked me if I wanted to try on him. I said sure. I began and he said, watch your teeth. So I slowed down and took my time, and luckily got into a good rhythm. My best to act dominant, like my favorite porn star. I was an actor, and this was my movie. His body felt great in my mouth. For the first few minutes, we dry humped and grinded. I was behind him, with my stomach on his back as we kissed. I had one point of reference though, and that was my 7+ years of watching pornography. I put some lube on and got him up on his knees, and I began to slide into him from behind. I tried not to force it because I imagined that it would be painful, so I eased in, slowly until I heard him moan. As we moved, I could tell he was excited. We went at it for about 15 minutes before I started to get that feeling. Weakness in the legs, numbness in the waist. I finally came and let out a big moan, to the point where he asked me
30 seconds.
Neighbors. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated. Then he also came.
This is homosexual pornography in the form of stories. Sin.
And you're allowing this book to be in a school?
Thank you.
Come on, guys.
That's outrageous. That really is.
We don't usually respond to public comment, but we were. Well, let me finish.
Not acceptable. Not acceptable. One bit.
Let me finish because we were prepared for this and we knew about this book's location and we've already dealt with it. I'll let Dr. Hamlin speak to that now.
Right, you are correct. When we understood, I believe it was you, Mr. Langford,
You
not
stop
sure.
right now. You do not interact with us. It's time for the next person.
No, I will speak. The chair has asked me to speak. I think it's important that the community knows the answer to this question. Is that not important to you?
Okay.
All right.
All right, we'll do this.
Order. This is public comment.
You can cover this under superintendent's report, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next public speaker is Jennifer Gleason. Issue is library.
We took each other's clothes off, fast but deliberate. After, he told me to lie down on the bed. He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. My heart immediately started to race. Nervously, I asked him what he was doing, and he said, you, but then told him I had never been in bottom. He looked at me and said, well, that's about to change tonight, but this was my ass. And I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. And he was large. But he had been enjoying anal sex before I ever came home. I listened and got on my stomach. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. I can't say that I didn't enjoy it because I did. In those few minutes though, I can say that he was gentle. His aim wasn't to hurt me, and my aim was for him to be pleasured too. He didn't last long inside of me, thankfully. He gave me a kiss before he pulled out. I didn't stay nor did I masturbate after. This book will touch on sexual assault, including molestation, loss of virginity, homophobia, racism, and anti-blackness. Within this audiobook, the word nigger or nigga appears, sometimes in full and sometimes abbreviated. If you don't identify as black, African American, or queer, don't use these slurs in full. In the eyes of society, I was still a nigger. I was never called a nigger because that person isn't outright calling you a nigger or a faggot or both. A country nigger from the South did it with that face that said, you niggas ought to be ashamed.
Is this a CRT book? Well, let's let the author answer this question.
And frankly, I'm not even sure if it fits with the themes of blackness or queerness or critical race theory in this book, nor do I really care, because black babies are born into oppression despite any additional marginalizations. It's important that I say this because the white community has long prevented black progress in every arena. The statements that explain why we needed Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, and every other black activist over 100 years later, because freeing the slaves didn't really free us, but about the dangers of interacting with non-black people because they will assume the worst of you as a black boy. A God-fearing church-going woman who thought white people were the devil, and she used to say it proudly.
This is just a handful of statements by the author that refer to the oppressed, the oppressors,
30 seconds.
and victimhood. Believe me, there are many, many more statements, just like these, that are in this book.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Stephanie Burke. Issue is school issues.
So, we've heard some things tonight that are absolutely shocking. Got it?
I had never been involved. He looked at me and said, well, that's about to change tonight. But this was my ass. And I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. And he was. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. I can't say that I didn't enjoy it because I did. In those few minutes, though, I can say that he was gentle. His aim wasn't to hurt me, and my aim was for him to be pleasured too. He didn't last long inside of me, thankfully. He gave me a kiss before he pulled out. I didn't stay too long.
Can't hear it. This is crazy. As a parent, as a future grandparent, as a taxpayer and a concerned citizen, I'm very concerned. Our kids are sexualized in everywhere they go. And the school needs to be a haven of safety. If I were to have this book available as a daycare mom on my shelves, I would be arrested for grooming. It's just preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous that this is available to our children in schools. Absolutely, and this needs to end. For your time to be consumed, us paying you to review this. Who is reviewing these coming into our book, into our libraries? Because they don't need to work. This is horrible. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. speaker is Darren Libardo. School matters is the issue.
Good evening, board. I wanted to come here tonight and talk to you about some very important things here as it relates to what we just heard. And wait, there's more. That's just one of many. And you know what? As a school system, we're not about banning books. We need to teach kids how to think, and we need to teach them things to explore and to learn things, but not this kind of trash. DEI, or I should say DIE, DIE, diversity, inclusion, and equity. Okay, you call these libraries and you call these teaching materials in the curriculum diversity, inclusion, and equity, when in fact it's designed to divide our families, attack our religious values in our families, sexualizing our children to groom them for your own deviant sexual desires, disgusting, and doing all sorts of things to make them rebel, being lawless, disrespecting the police, disrespecting law and order. No wonder we're having a mass exodus. The teachers are going to leave in droves this upcoming year. Why is that? It's the poor leadership. And whatever line you're telling for us to say, support your power, and you have the most powerful position in the entire state. They have judicial, executive, and legislative powers. Nobody else has that. They have it. And they've been negligent with it. Negligent. Okay? Years. They're grade fixing in this county. Altering grades. I could prove it all day long. You want to go there? The things that you are doing, you have failed our children. And the status quo can no longer be. It is absolutely unacceptable. And it's up to everyone here. Everyone here. The future is held in your hands. You can make the decision of tomorrow. I don't care who you vote for, as long as it's new. But I do encourage you to vet the people that step up to the plate. And a lot of them are here tonight. Right. Look into them, vet them, see what they stand for. Because a lot of them don't have websites or Facebook pages. Vet them, all right? Because this is serious. We are at a pivotal point here. And all of these people have failed us. Yep. All right? So where are we going to go with this? Where are we going to go? Block scheduling has been a failure. Watering down the content, dumbing down our children, lowering the bar to make everyone normal. So what are we going to do next in the name of equity? Are we going to put weights on our basketball players so they can't jump and run as fast as everyone else? Where does it end? It's ludicrous. So anyway, cut it out and straighten it out.